Hi there, welcome back to Scamp Build UK. It's Sunday and it's dry and it's time to cut out some planks. Let's get going. Table here's a bit wet, so just want some wood on there. Right, let's go and get the first plank, shall we? So this is the plank that we started lofting out last time. It's got the cabin top on it. Actually, I'm going to put that the other way around. It's got the cabin as before. I've got my marks. Just want to put a nail in each. Ow! Ow! That. Now have our first bit of planking in place. Let me show you. There we go. Of course, it's being used for general storage at the moment, so it's the boat is going to have. That's pretty smart. Of course, we've got to see if it fits on the other side now as well. Scamp on the move. Of course, up until now, straight here, I've been largely working on the starboard side of the boat, because that's where the centreboard case is and all that. But this planking job is going to require equal access to both sides of the boat, so it's kind of important that I can get the casters running properly, which means I'm going to need a clean floor. So with that success of having the first plank loosely dry fitted, it's time to replicate it on the other side. So okay, there's plank 2 fitted. I have to say, making a fitting plank 2 was a much quicker job than making a fitting plank 1. Amazing how you learn as you go along. Show you the inside as well. Okay, right. So you can see off camera, I've cut out the forward section of plank 1. Plank 1, also known as the garboard plank, because it's one where it meets the chine at the bottom there. And I'll dry fit that, and now that brings us to another little problem. I'll show you.
The problem is that I need to consider how I'm going to join the front section of plank to the aft section of plank.
Okay, so joining the two planks together, there are several joints that we could use. Now, the kit that you can buy involves a CNC cut panel that has these puzzle joints involved. You can see that this plank then lifts up and slots into, so these tabs fit into these bits and these bits fit into these bits, and that provides a nice big amount of glue area to glue the whole thing together. Now the problem with that is that it needs an incredibly accurate cut, and it's not something that I could really do with a jigsaw. There are jigs that you can buy, but I don't think I can stretch to that. So the other option we can have is that we can fall back on the good old scarf joint. So that is, if you remember, one where we bevel the edge of this plank to match this plank here, and then we put some thickened epoxy in there, smush them together, and wait for it to dry. The problem we have with that is that, again, it needs to be extremely accurate, and I'm not sure if I've really got the level of precision capable with the tools that I've got to create that, and if I get it wrong, it's absolute disaster. So this leads us down to two other types of joints we can do. Now the easiest thing to do would be to get plank 1 here, so this is looking down from the top, and then overlay plank 2 here. Yeah, and then mark where the intersection is, and cut down one side of the plank so that they both fit. A bit better. With what's called a butt joint. So that leads to the question, how do we join the two, well, basically we're butting the two planks together, edge to edge, and how do we join those together? Well, we've got the plank here, this is looking from the edge, and then we've got the plank here butted up against it. Okay, just imagine that there's very, very little gap in between there. Okay, now obviously we are going to want some thickened epoxy in the middle of the joint. There's a thing called a Payson joint, which involves getting some glass fibre and then putting some thickened epoxy on there, and then a layer of glass fibre and there, and then that will hold these two together. Now that's okay, except it's not massively strong, glass fibre tape being quite weak. So the other thing that we can do is, instead of using glass fibre tape, you can actually get another piece of plywood and stick that on the top as well. Slight disadvantage here that where you've got the curve, because you've then got a thick piece of plywood that you're clamping on, what can end up is you end up with a flat bit in between. But there's a way to mitigate that, and I don't think it's going to be very noticeable anyway. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. There's got to be a better way. So that, I remember watching from some other YouTube video. What's on there, and you get a clamp. Voila, genius. And just like that, I seem to be in a position to actually fit the first plank. Let's give it a go. Right, that's a load of gunk mixed up. Okay, so the epoxy has all dried up, and I can show you the results. There we go. And looking forward, and if we come this way, you'll be able to see how, sitting in the cabin, you'll be able to see that plank just through there. All worked out extremely well. One thing I found was that although it's a stitch and glue construction, I didn't actually need to do many stitches at all. The planks fit together so well that actually I ended up using duct tape to hold the bottom of the planks to the bottom of the boat. Right, so I reckon that's probably where we'll leave it for this episode. I have to say I'm absolutely stoked to have got that first plank in place. I was really happy to discover that the butt joint has worked really, really well. and it was also a bonus that the way that the boat is designed and the planking and everything, it all fits together so well that I could actually join those two planks together in situ. The normal method of doing that would be to glue them up on a flat surface and then fit them all as one plank, but with the space that I've got, it wasn't possible. And also lining the planks up precisely so that they follow the exact curve of the two bits joined was going to be quite challenging, I think. So that worked out really well, and I think that the butt joint solution will be a good one. Nobody's ever going to see it, and it's perfectly strong and will work well. So also would like to thank the 2 new subscribers that we've had since the last episode, which is really exciting. Welcome aboard. That brings us up to 99 subscribers, so we've got 1 more to go. So if you're out there and you are watching this and haven't yet subscribed, be that person who pushes me up to 100. I will be ever so grateful. And if I know who you are, I will thank you on the next episode. We'll see you next time. Bye.